Hello. On today's episode of the Comics Panel, we're going to continue our Hollywood extravaganza, and we're going to talk about upcoming comic book movie trailers and projects. All right.
Yes. Well, should we talk about the one that's right there?
We might as well, since I just watched it not 30 seconds ago, and that was the first time I saw it.
Well, whose fault's that?
Well, that would be mine.
Shame.
It's Batman: The Killing Joke. I'm not sure when it's going to be released. They didn't give us a date or anything, but I would assume whatever time.
Soon would be a good time.
Yeah, soon would be good. And it is Batman's The Killing Joke, which is...
It's an animated movie.
I would have to... Yeah,
yes, it's animated.
It's definitely animated, and I would arguably say it's probably the best Batman story ever made, ever written, anyway.
Even over The Dark Knight Returns?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I'd take Killing Joke over Dark Knight Returns any day of the week.
It's a great story.
In both art and story. I mean, I like Dark Knight, but...
But Dark Knight flipped the scales, didn't it, to make sure that, there was a future where him and Superman will definitely meet toe-to-toe, back then anyway. That put a history on it where this, didn't really change too much.
They had tapped into stuff like that before throughout DC Universe. To me, Dark Knight just really
solidified.
It gave everybody the very dark, brutal Batman that was welling for so long. That's what that did for me.
Okay.
But Killing Joke for me was absolutely the best Joker story I've ever.
Okay, best Joker story.
I think I think it's the best Batman story because it really relates to how their relationship is deep down between the two of them. It doesn't have to be how they affect anybody else. To me, Killing Joke was one of those really great stories that was between Batman, Joker, and the reader, and it gave that really great. Feel that this is a secret or that this is something that only you as the reader individually share with these two characters and no one else has to be involved.
Or you can make the conclusion yourself.
I think a lot of people got different conclusions out of the end of that different book.
But Death in the Family put the ultimate conclusion in the fans' hand.
Well, that was different.
And that was a great Joker story.
That was too, but that was a different kind. Each individual person could decide how they interpreted the Killing Joke. Everybody got something a little bit different out of it. Death in the Family was straight out, do you want Robin to live or not? And it was a democratic take a vote type of thing.
But put in the hands.
But Killing Joke was just well written that any individual person could read it. And it really had that individual feel like you were part of the story, sucked up into it as an observer, but you were only observing what was going on between the two main characters. Even though things happened to other characters, obviously, Commissioner Gordon and Barbara Gordon, those are big moments in their lives, but it really wasn't about them. It was about Batman and Joker and the reader. And that's what I really liked about The Killing Joke, one of the things I really liked about it. And after seeing the trailer, I think they may be able to pull it off. I don't want to say they can or they can't until I actually see it, because we just saw a 30-second trailer. I can't get a lot out of that. But
it gives you points. I mean, look at the art, the scenes that they show the Joker with his beady eyes, which was right from the comic. So they're pulling that in. They're pulling in the fact that we're going to see something bad happen to Barbara Gordon. So we're going to see...
Looking down the barrel of a gun.
Yeah.
And it's a rated R. It's going to be awesome because they're not going to pull any punches. They're not going to show off shadow screen shots of stuff. We're going to see it in all its glory, the way it was meant to be. Not the way that they have to cut it down to get a PG rating. They said this needs to be done that way.
Well, it needs to be done that way, correct. But we'll have, like I said, we'll have to wait and see. There's certain things that can be done in the comic media that can't be done in any other media.
Exactly.
Feelings and emotion that can be portrayed and pulled out that may or may not be able to be done in animation movie or any movie.
I agree.
I look forward to seeing it. I really do.
100%.
I'm just a little up in the air. I do kind of wish, though, after seeing the trailer, that they would have used a little bit different animation because it still looks like Saturday morning animation to me.
Actually, I liked
And
the animation.
I liked it.
I was
liked
so
it.
happy that it got away from that Batman adventure crap.
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, I just can't get into that.
I understand
I'm sorry,
that.
that's
It's
not
kiddie.
me.
not
It's
what
too
I'm-
kiddie.
It is, and I thought this looked a little too kiddie. For this
Okay.
kind of story, one of the greatest things about that story was they had Brian Boland do the artwork, who is very, very, he makes people look very real. And at the same time, he could make the Joker look very cartoony.
Oh yeah, I would love to have
cartoony.
that guy do the
Um,
artwork for that, but they're not going to.
Or
Of course
it
not.
doesn't have to be him,
Yeah.
but I mean artwork that is in that
In that
vein.
long-
was,
that would be nice.
Since
That'd be
it
awesome.
is an adult story, really,
Oh, 100%.
it shouldn't have any appeal.
Yeah, that
it
would
shouldn't
make-
remind you of anything
That would make it so
from
much better.
from the kid
I
Batman
agree,
side
yes.
of the Batman
Oh,
universe.
yes, and nobody
So
should
it would
ever.
be better. I would rather personally see a different style of animation that is a little bit more realistic in much of the sense, and that kind of stuff.
And I agree,
That
but
way,
this-
that way you're not even the Saturday morning Batman doesn't even enter your mind. This is a completely different Batman story,
Well,
different everywhere.
But look in the jail cell. I mean, when they showed the Joker, they gave it harsh tones to almost give him like a devilish
Oh, they
white
did.
face. So they did definitely give
Yeah,
him
they
harsher
did.
tones.
The overall look of the film looked just like I said. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's just it was a Saturday morning cartoon, and I think if you're ever gonna take a story that would use a better style of art to portray what that story is and what it's trying to say,
Right.
that would be the story you want to use.
yeah,
it for.
that would be great if they had the better art. I was just happy to see it's not Batman.
I'm excited to see it. I am.
Avengers.
I do want to see if they can pull it off.
Okay.
Um,
Well, all right. Let's
and-
talk about Wonder Woman. Don't wanna
Wonder
say
Woman.
Too much on that. We saw the trailer for that. It looks like
Looks awesome.
it looks
does.
like they're going back to the origin of her being made of clay,
yeah.
and it looks like she's vulnerable because she carries a shield and she puts it in front of bullets. So
And a
it-
big ass sword.
and a big butt sword, and and she's using her her
Magic lasso.
not the lasso.
Oh, they're gauntlets.
Bullet
Gauntlets.
bracelets, yeah.
The bracelets, yeah. So she's, she can get hit and hurt. So that's
Oh, yeah.
interesting because before, when she was always invulnerable, then you just question, well, why do you need a sword? Why, or not a sword? Why do you need a shield? Why do you need the bracelets? So she's made of clay, which is good because they've changed that throughout the years. That her origin,
Yeah, they
she
changed it
wasn't.
several.
So when she said her father was Zeus,
Brought-
obviously
yeah,
he gave her
Zeus brought her to life.
gave her the clay,
Yeah.
the clay to life, but the action in it was great.
It looked
Yes.
great to me. I love the idea that they're doing the World War II, 1930s into 1940s era. Not only because of historically that's when Wonder Woman shows up and has a great run during that time period in our lives, but she is pretty much immortal. She can only die a death by violence, so she's not really going to age like normal people. So she can have her first experience during that time of World War II when the entire world was at war and everything was going on. That would be the perfect time for the Amazons to become involved, if they're ever going to become involved in the outside world. That's a perfect time to do it. And, since she doesn't age like normal people, mortal people do, she can come back in the future again and again and again and still be young.
Of course.
She doesn't have to age.
I wasn't sure if I was going to be thrilled about a Wonder Woman movie, but I think they hit the nail right on the head with this one.
Sure.
It looks great.
It's like the
I'm
thing is,
definitely gonna go
they don't
see
have to
it.
put her on ice like Captain America because she's immortal.
Yeah,
which
she
is
can
gonna
just
be
go
good.
away back to Paradise Island and hang out for
refresh. for
a
while.
few decades or a century or whatever, and come back up when she's needed.
Yeah, so it was definitely a thumbs up from us.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
That was
Looks
awesome.
interesting. Definitely must see.
I just love the fact that they're doing it because I love Doctor Strange. We know that bringing him in because he's going to be one of the biggest players to go against Thanos.
It has to be involved somehow.
Yeah, because he was involved in the original after they were going after him. So you need a powerhouse like him. So I'm glad they're bringing it. But the good thing that I like about it is they're bringing a villain that hasn't been in the comics or has dominance in the Doctor Strange universe. His name is Caecilius, and he appeared in Strange Tales number 130. I like this because they're bringing heroes that were from years and years ago so they can do a fresh take on them if they want to, because nobody's going to be used to this character being done a certain way.
Or have a character that has this huge history that's been changed and
right.
whatever.
You can do whatever.
Through decades of regular writing in the comic book world, and has gone through all these different things. No, it's just pretty much straightforward.
But I like this because it's going to help the comic vendors or people who have back issues that are looking to sell, because people are going to, if they get hooked on it, they're going to want to go to their favorite comic book store, the one that we go to, and they're going to look for that back issue. And if they see it because they're like, oh, I want to get special characters, whatever, it's going to drive people to the stores. And that's what I think these movies should do, is help the culture continue. Because if you don't get people hooked on comics, people like us are going to be dying, and there's nobody coming to the stores. So you get people to come into that store, look for that issue, get hooked on other things, and keeps the genre alive. I mean, it has to be done. I'm glad they're doing it.
Yeah, and Doc Strange, like we said, is a key figure in the Marvel Universe. And once he's established in the movies, they can link all different kinds of things together at any point in time, whether he's going for the Defenders or the Avengers. He's basically been everywhere in the Marvel Universe one time or another,
Indeed.
from the giant storylines to even the very small, insignificant ones. And he's had some great stories. The only thing that I would really, really like to see in the movie is some kind of homage to Ditko.
Like they did in Guardians of the Galaxy
Something
with
like
Jack
when
Kirby's
they
artwork.
peer through a porthole to another dimension, we see some of that great Ditko.
That would be cool.
Swirls and big mouths with no openings and eyes looking around. That kind of stuff. I would really like to see that. That's the only thing. I think that would be great.
And the special
since Steve
effects
Coe's still around.
And the special effects in the movie were just
Yeah,
fantastic.
they look
And
really
the
good,
thing-
and I think it's a great opportunity to see some special effects that we don't normally see
And what I liked
in a
about this-
regular action movie with just stuff blowing up or rain or whatever.
Punching.
And what I liked about the special effects, it wasn't special effects just for the sake of, look at all this neat stuff we can do. It applies to everything that Doctor
Exactly.
Strange is doing. So it does have a purpose.
And he has the Eye of Agamotto on, which is awesome. I want one.
And his cape of levitation.
Oh.
Just wish it had
We
the
didn't see it.
horns.
Yeah, it
We
needs
see
to-
the horn sticking
needs
up.
sticking
That
out.
would be cool.
That would
Maybe
All
Doctor
that.
Strange too.
Well, yeah, maybe if we're lucky,
Yeah.
we'll see it on Doctor Strange too. So that's for that one. We did see another one, Justice League.
Justice League.
Batman's recruiting.
Yeah, Batman's out recruiting. Looks pretty good to me. I like the Flash.
The Flash
I'm
was
under,
my
I'm a
favorite
little,
part of the
They
clip
showed
so
a
far.
lot of Aquaman actually in the trailer I saw, which was
the
cool.
The website
but
said
I'm
he was
still
going to
not
dye his hair
sure
blonde, but I guess in the
on the
clip
take
he
with
did.
Aquaman. We'll have to wait and see.
Well,
I don't know.
I like Jason Momoa that plays
Mimoso?
that plays
Is it
Aquaman,
Mimoso or is it
and
Motito?
I like the Aquaman character. He looks cool. I'm excited about that. I wasn't sure if I was
Mojito.
going to like the Flash when I saw him in an interview. I'm like, I don't know if he'd be a good Flash, but then I saw him in a trailer. It's like he's going to be a
Yeah,
great Flash. And if
exactly.
you didn't see the trailer, I love it when Batman's recruiting him and said, "Stop right
I'm
there,
in.
I'm in."
I got
That's
no
just
friends.
great.
I need friends. It was great. So not to spoil it for you, but watch it.
Yeah,
that
and
part is
Cyborg
cool.
look interesting.
Yep. Cyborg looks awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
He looks amazing.
Regardless, if you saw Dawn of the Justice League with Superman versus Batman, if you weren't thrilled about it, I know everybody has different opinions, but I'm excited about Justice League. I think you should take a chance on that. All the cool characters.
Because it's not going to be
Cyborg
just
looks
about
awesome.
those two. It's going to be about the league.
Flash is worthwhile seeing in it, and Aquaman.
And hopefully
And Wonder
we'll
Woman.
get lucky and they'll give us a little taste of other characters, like maybe Martian Manhunter or
supposed to.
I think Green
anything
Lantern's
like
supposed to
that,
make an
even if they're
appearance.
not actually showed up in the league.
Well, they're coming. They're coming
But
down
the
the
league,
pipe.
sooner or later, everybody.
Martian Manhunter's
practically
in
everybody's been
Supergirl.
in the league, so that would be
Yeah.
a great.
Yep.
I mean, Zatanna, anybody.
Well, you're gonna have to bring John in, John Jones, Martian Manhunter. You're definitely have to bring in the Green Lantern.
Yep.
Yeah.
So those two have to be in there. Plus, with Darkseid coming down the pike, you're gonna need those two.
Yeah.
Those are two powerhouses.
Oh yeah.
Not to,
Definitely like
I'm going
Green
to
Lantern for
diverge
Darkseid.
here for a second, but with Supergirl going to CW, I wonder if we're going to see more of a Martian Manhunter play a bigger role.
Who knows? Who knows?
Just because you mentioned that.
I hope he does. I mean, the character's really interesting.
Yeah, he is a great character.
And they started doing that
It's
towards
a good
the
show
end. So,
too,
yeah.
where they use the characters and everything. So
Quality show.
What was the other trailer you want to talk about?
Did we nail them all?
I don't know. I think that
I
might
think
be
we all
Justice
did.
League,
Justice
Doctor
League.
Strange, You talked about
Oh, Kong.
Kong.
That looks interesting.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about
Well,
Kong?
I'm not a King Kong fan.
I'm
like
a
Andy
huge
is,
King
so
Kong fan.
To me, the movie looked
I am
interesting.
a massive Kong
I'm
fan.
I'm wondering how
It's
this one's
been
going to
my-
end.
Yeah.
The big
I'm
eight.
a massive Kong fan, and I am a purist. 1933s is my all-time favorite movie. I watch it at least 2 or 3 times a year, every year. It's fantastic. I have really not enjoyed any of the other Kong-related movies that they've put out since then. As a kid, going to see King Kong in the 70s, see the guy in an ape suit.
But how
I
cool?
was so disappointed as a kid sitting in the theater, and even though it was a great ape suit, I must say, great ape suit. But still, it was a letdown for me. And the Peter Jackson movie, there was so much of that movie that I really, really liked, and there was so much that I did not like. You know what I mean? So,
how-
As a purist, you
as a
would,
purist, that
But
there's.
how cool is that with the guy with the 50 cal or whatever kind of gun
And,
it was
and
with the
this
skull
is
that
like a return
Triceratops?
to Kong Island, Skull Island. You know what I mean? And Kong definitely looks bigger.
Oh.
I mean, he was only 20, 25 foot
Texas
in the original.
style, bigger's better.
And he is definitely larger. He looks like he has longer legs. So it might be the more that style Kong.
His hand is, or his paw is bigger. If you
Yeah,
want
it
to
was
call it. I mean, 'cause
everything
they put
was
that
everything
blood on
was
the mountain.
yeah, everything was
It's
bigger. But
huge.
when they showed his silhouette, it looked he was standing like a man. As far and not just the knuckle walking type of thing. So we'll have to wait and see. But they didn't show us too much. So
Yeah.
who knows? It could be one of those nice little fun, spend the afternoon movies and don't
Right.
have to worry about it.
Bring your
Just
kids
have-
so they
yeah.
can see a monkey die. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
But
But when they
do not have high hopes for that simply because I've been let down my entire life when it comes to King Kong movies,
when they did
including
show,
King Kong versus Godzilla, where I had to go over to my brother's house because we didn't have cable. I had to go into town just to watch him on Dr. Shock, and was so disappointing.
Had to walk home all the way
Yeah,
down.
just about, but still. I mean, it was cool to see him fight and everything.
Yeah.
And as a kid, it was neat, but it's still not the mighty Kong.
in the Kong previews though, that mountain backdrop, I keep thinking,
Looks awesome.
how cool would that be for a Phantom movie backdrop? I just
Oh,
think of
yeah.
Phantom.
Yeah, the
Fair.
Phantom.
Oh
character.
yeah. I mean,
Lee
Zane,
Falk's the Phantom. Yeah.
Zane did a great job with that.
I like that
That
movie.
was a great movie.
I liked that movie. I did.
They kept true to the character.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd never really thought about when I read the Phantom, how ridiculous the purple costume looked until I
Yes.
saw an actual man in a purple costume in the jungle, and then it was like, okay, that's
Okay.
a little
If
ridiculous.
you say that's ridiculous, just those
But the
two.
movie itself I really
wait,
liked.
Hold on, those creatures, his and hers. Come
Yeah.
on, that's ridiculous right there. And then they had
Yeah.
a kid, and I forget what his name was. Then there was a lizard.
I just
Oh.
there was
They
things
just gave
that
up
I
on
didn't
inventing.
I didn't think about it when you read the comic strips. There's things that you just take for granted, but when you see it in live action, it
So you know what?
it doesn't work.
That's a great episode to talk about. There's one character that needs to be rebooted, done right, of course. Because think about it: The Ring, putting a skull into your face, you're an enemy of the Phantom.
The ghost that walks, the never-ending,
And it always looks the same.
lineage
What a great thing.
of the person,
Great
another
idea.
person taking over
Your
all the
son
time,
gets
so
the
it
next
becomes
one.
this eternal character.
People can't believe he lives all the time.
Yeah,
They
Jeremy
should.
wrote a
kind of
script.
stuff.
Jeremy should
Yeah.
write that
There
script.
you go.
Jeremy, get your butt out there. If you're looking at this video and sharing it like we asked you to, thank you.
But yeah, that you're right. That is a good things that don't translate real well to the silver screen.
But purple, you're right. We should change it. But I think we killed this. Think we killed this one?
Alrighty.
All right, good. Well, if you get tired of the same old story, please turn some comic book pages and leave any comments in the box below.
And like us on
us on
Facebook.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Go on, get out.